So today we'll be discussing the concept of money market hedge in ACCA AFM. So let's simplify this topic. So I'll give you a 4-box method. Okay, so you can just remember that, understand that, put in the exam, you get your 4 marks easily. And also we'll be doing one of the past paper questions related to this money market hedge in this video. Okay, so let's quickly start. What is money market hedge? So it's a OTC instrument. That means you go to any bank or financial institution, you can do this hedging technique. Okay, so what exactly we are trying to do in this technique? So we are trying to deal in a spot rate. Okay, so what we are doing? So we are trying to deal the spot rate instead of a later date. So that means we are avoiding the future exchange rate uncertainty. So I don't know what will be the exchange rate in the future. So that is what foreign exchange risk means. So that's why what I am doing, I am dealing in the spot rate only. That means instead of dealing in future, dealing today. How we are going to deal? We'll discuss. Okay, so the basic idea is, for example, I'm a US based company and I have my supplier in UK. Okay, my supplier is a UK based company. So I have to pay my supplier in 10 months. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'll not sit and wait and pay after 10 months. I will make park money today only. Instead of waiting till 10 months, I'll not wait. I will deal in the spot rate. Okay, how? Now, so here we will use the technique called depositing or borrowing, okay, of the foreign currency. So till the actual transaction will occur, I'll tell you how. The very simple technique. So first I'll tell how we deal with the payments and receivables, and then I'll give you a 4-step approach which you can do this problem in 2 minutes. So you should not waste time in these areas, because the core area from risk management you get is the interest and foreign exchange risk. Both of them you will get options, futures, currency swaps, very very important. So for sure you're going to get question on futures, options. So you need to understand the difference between both of them, and you should be in a position to solve them quickly. Okay, and also you have to write the description again. So AFM is not only about numbers. So you have to write some suggestion or whatever is asked in the question. Okay, so let's jump into our money market hedge. So if you are in a situation to pay, okay, so let's take a hypothetical situation. You are a US company and you have to pay, let's take GBP. Okay, you have to pay GBP, dollar GBP in 10 months. Okay, now what I will do if I am in this situation and I want to go for a money market hedge. Okay, so I'll go to the bank. I will borrow. First I will borrow in local currency. So if I have to make a payment, first I will borrow in local currency. First see the steps, we'll do an example, then you will easily understand. Then I will convert this, sorry guys, I will convert at spot rate. Okay, I will convert at spot rate. Just a minute. Okay, fine. So I'll convert at spot rate. Next thing I do is I will invest this converted amount till the transaction date. Okay, till the transaction date in foreign currency. Okay, so the concept is, no, why it is going in this way, I'll just write again. Just give me a second. First you borrow in local currency, convert at spot rate, invest till date in foreign currency. How this is going to happen, I'll tell you. But for now, just understand this. So now what you have to do, you have to pay to your supplier. Your supplier has GBP, pounds, your currency, dollars. Now what I'll do, I have to pay in GBP. Now simple, I'll borrow in local currency. Okay, so you'll have spot rate, which is used for conversions. I told you have to convert in the previous video. So now I'll convert whatever is the spot rate, so then GBP and US dollar. So it got converted. Now I will invest that, it is converted to foreign currency. I will keep investing till the date of the transaction is going to occur. Now this amount is ready, my invested amount is ready, which is in foreign currency. I will simply pay this to the supplier. Clear? So this deposit, whatever you used, you will pay to the supplier whenever the transaction date is going to occur. Clear? Getting my point? So generally when you are doing this payment, you generally invest slightly lesser because you earn interest, right? When you deposit, you earn interest. So you generally take a present value. For example, it's 10 million or whatever amount, you will invest slightly like 9.4, 9.5, like that you invest. So you get written and it becomes the 10 million. Okay, that's a basic concept. So whenever you have to pay, you borrow in local currency, you convert into spot rate, you invest till the transaction date in the foreign currency. This is for what? This is for payments. Now let's do for receipts or receivables. Okay, so what is receipts now? You have to receive the amount. You have to bring money to your country. So currently you have dollars. You have to bring the GBP to country because you have to receive in GBP. Okay, so you have supplied few some goods or services. Now you have to receive in GBP. Now what will I do? Receiving is also risk only because till the transaction date I receive is if the exchange rate moves unfavorable to me and the amount goes down and I receive less, it's a loss for me. So how I'll hedge? I will borrow in foreign currency. So there is a disadvantage here, I'll tell you. So because not everywhere, it's the ability to borrow, invest is not free at all the countries, right? So that's one of the disadvantage of this money market hedge. Okay, so you have to bring the foreign currency, right? You have to get the foreign currency. So what you will do? So you will borrow in foreign currency. You will convert spot rate. Now here to what we are converting? Foreign currency to home currency we are converting. Now you invest in local currency. You invest in local currency. So now what amount you will borrow? The amount you are going to receive from your supplier, right? It looks complex. So that is also the disadvantage. It's quite complicated and it is difficult to execute, and it depends on the counterparty, that is the banks, financial institutions. So it's again other disadvantage, right? The two disadvantages. Okay, so coming back. So So you invest in local currency. So now how does it work? So you borrow in foreign currency, right? So you have already invested in local currency. Done. You got your amount. Now you will get a receipt from your customer in foreign currency. Correct? Your customer will pay you in foreign currency. That amount you will use to repay this liability. You have taken the liability, right? You have borrowed in foreign currency, right? You have to repay it. Or will you skip that you got your money, you invested? No, you have to repay it. Simply whatever the customer pays, you will repay it. Customer pays, you will repay the liability. So you got the domestic or local currency, and you have cleared your liability as well. Now, do we have to remember these steps in exam? Do we have to think so much in exam and do? No. You will sit there only. You will sit in the 4 marks only. All your major marks, easy marks will go. Now, here is the main thing. I will tell a 4-step approach, and let's do a question. This a bit. Okay, so let's do here. So shall we do the steps? Okay. So I will make a 4-box approach. Perfect. Now, first step, what I'll do. First step, take the foreign currency amount. Foreign currency amount. Okay. Is it a payment? Is it a receipt? Leave it. Okay, irrespective of that, first take the foreign currency amount. Then the second step is you have to calculate the present value. I hope you know how to calculate the present value. If not, I'll just write here. Present value is equal to future value into discount factor. Hope you know how to do discount factor. 1 divided by 1 plus r whole power n. Yes? Okay? Okay. So I'll tell you here the other important thing here. So I told you to calculate the present value. I know future value, that is the foreign currency. What is discount factor? What discount factor should I use? If I show you a question here, there are 2 rates. Investing rate, borrowing rate. Which rate to use is a big question. Investing rate, that is deposit rate, or borrowing rate. Most of them confuse here only and make mistakes with the rates. You're going to lose the easy marks. So I'll tell you a trick for it. Do whatever is happening with the foreign currency. Now, what does it mean? What statement is that? Okay. So, in payment scenario, what I'm doing with foreign currency? I am investing. So simply I'll use deposit rate. Deposit rate. Next, in receipt scenario, what am I doing with foreign currency? I am borrowing. So simple. I will, for receipts, I will use borrowing rate. Sorted? Very easy. So which rate to use? No need to confuse. If you are doing a payments, in payment scenario, what you do? You will invest in foreign currency. No, then you convert into your local currency. Correct. So you are depositing there. So in payments you are depositing. What you are doing in receipts? First you are borrowing the foreign currency. So what to do with the rate, discount factor? Which rate you have to use in the receipts? It's the borrowing rate. Sorted. Very easy, very simple. Here the most of the students make a mistake in pro rata basis. So what is this pro rata? So in a year you have 12 months, right? So in the question they state that's for 5 months, you have to pay in 5 months, you have to receive in 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. So you have to do 8 by 12, or 7 by 12, So whatever is the number of months till the transaction date. So most of the students miss this point. Okay, so do remember, this is very important. Do pro rata basis. Done till here. We have calculated the present value also. Then convert. This is a foreign currency. Now convert into home currency. How do you convert? How? Simple. Spot rate. So whatever is the spot rate. I already told you. So for you will get two spot rates. Which to use? For payments you generally use higher. For receivables you generally use lower. Then done. So you have converted to your home currency also. Then you will calculate the future value. You will calculate the future value. How do you calculate the future value? Simple. Present value by discount factor. Correct. Present value by discount factor. Getting? Now, again, what discount factor to use? That means, while calculating the discount factor, 1 divided by 1 plus r, that formula, or which r I should use again here? Now we are talking about home currency. Correct. So, in payment situation, what do you do with your home currency? You borrow. In receipt situation, what do you do with your home currency? Come back, check. Home currency, what is local currency, what are you doing? Investing. So use the deposit rate. Simple. Deposit rate, just opposite to this. It's just that what you are doing with that particular currency in your conceptual understanding. That's all. So easy, So first you have the foreign currency. You will calculate the present value. Now for present value, what discount rate I will use? So first foreign currency, you have written the first step. So what I am doing with my foreign currency in my conceptual understanding in scenario of payments, I am investing in foreign currency because I have to get the foreign currency so that I can pay. Correct. So I am investing in foreign currency, so use the deposit rate. In receipt situation, what am I doing with the foreign currency? In receipt situation, what am I doing with the foreign currency? I am borrowing, so it's a borrowing rate, and quite opposite to this is the future calculation of future value. Or simple. So here we have already converted into home currency, So once we have already converted into home currency, so just do what you're doing with the home currency. So in payments, what you're doing with the home currency? Borrowing. So use the borrowing rate. In receipts, we are investing. Use the investment rate. Simple. Very easy, So no complication. Money market hedge. We can do in minutes. If it's in Excel. Okay. So shall we do a question on this? So let's do a small question. So this question is from kit only. It's SEK and USD. Okay. So Sweden currency and the USD currency. Okay. I'll get my calculator also. So since this is just a concept based question, I am doing in manually, but I prefer you guys to do in the Excel only. That's how it is easy, Okay. So first thing, so what's the question? So Lauco makes regular payments to supplier based in Sweden. Okay. So Sweden is our supplier. So what is our foreign currency here? SEK. Okay. Sweden's currency is the Swedish krona. Okay. The next payment is for 125 million and is due in 5 months. So 125 M. I'm taking this one only, or you can take in 1000. That is also fine. In 5 months. Okay. Is concerned about exposure to transaction risk and is considering the hedging the payment using forward or money market. So forward contract you can do, it's easy. If you wanted me to do forward contract, I can do that also. But first let's finish the money market hedge. So in money market we are locking, okay? We are locking the rate. Let's do it. So either if you take money market or if you take this forward contract, it's a fixed payment. So irrespective of the rates change, you are going to make the fixed payment. So you are going to lose the favorable movements in case if happens. Okay. So simple. So what's the first step? Foreign currency. So I have taken my foreign currency. Second step. What's the second step? Present value. So how do you calculate the present value? Future value into 1 divided by 1 plus R. Now which rate I have to use? It is a payment. For payment, what rate we use? So what are we doing with the foreign currency in the payment scenario? We are investing. So I use the which rate? Again, you have to take foreign currency. I'm talking about foreign currency only, no? So you have to use this 2.1%. So 2.1%, how can I write? It's 0.021. Okay. 1 divided by 1 plus 0.021. Again, so I told one important point, right? Pro rata basis, correct. So into 5 divided by 12. So let me calculate this. So I think I need an Excel for this. 1 plus 0.021 into 5 divided by 12. 0.4254. 1 divided by 0.4254 into 125. So the answer comes to around 124. So what is this? This is SEK only. Still we are in foreign currency only, right? So then what's the next step? We have to convert into our home currency now. So what is the rate given to us? If you go back to the rate, so what is our rate quoted? SEK per USD. So we are converting 2 to 1. We are SEK per USD. So we are converting 1 to 2 from SEK to USD. So simply divide, right? So 124 divided by, what is the spot rate you use? It's a payment. You use the higher rate. Okay, so there is some mild disturbance. Okay, so which rate you will use here? 8.4458. So whenever you use, you have to pay more. Okay, so when you have to pay more, that means if you divide by higher rate, will you pay more or you pay less? You pay less, right? So whenever your payments, you have to pay more. So in a dividing situation, so you have to use the less number so that you pay more. I also told you other logic, I guess. So if it's the foreign currency quote, if it's a foreign currency quote versus home quote, use left for payments, right for receivables. Okay, so you understood the logic, right? Why we are using 8.4458. So always remember, in payments we pay more. receiving, we receive less. So in a multiplication scenario, that means you're converting. For example, it's this way, USD SEK. Okay, if it's this way, now if you convert from here to here, okay, in that situation you use 8.4924 only because you are multiplying in that situation. So here, so we are converting USD to SEK. No, we are converting SEK to USD. Okay, it's a straightforward conversion. And first quote is foreign versus home. So if converting foreign to home, okay, so you have to pay more. It's a payment scenario. You have to pay more, you use the less rate. Okay, and simply I already told you, again I'm repeating, if the quote is foreign to home, use left for payments, use right for receivables. Simple, no confusion. If it's home to foreign, this will be for opposite. No, simple, same logic. So will you write or you want me to write? Receivable and payment. Logic done. Okay, so this I must to put the bracket. So you divide, now which rate to use? So it's a payment and I'm converting SEK to Swedish to USD. I use the lower rate. So let me calculate. And from next time I'll get an Excel and I'll explain. 8.4458, sorry, 124 divided by 8.4458. It comes to around 14.68. okay, 14.68 USD. Don't forget to write the currency codes. Very important. Habituate from now only. It's very important in your futures and interest swaps, currency swaps, options and all. Okay, so now convert it. What is the final step? This is at a spot rate today's, so I'll convert into future. So what is the thing I'll do? 68 future value into what we do. So I have written here future value divided by discount factor. Sorry, my bad. Divided by discount factor. What discount factor should I use? I am in my home currency now. Okay, and it is a payment situation. What am I doing with my home currency? I am borrowing. So I'll use the borrowing rate. What borrowing rate? What is my home currency? US. So what is my home currency? US. So I'll use 2.2%. So let's calculate this. Plus what is our rate? 2.2%. 2.2%. Again, don't forget to prorate. I'll just calculate this. 5 divided by 12 plus 1 divided by 1.009 and 13.68. It comes to around approximately 14.81. 81 what? USD. So what is this amount? Borrowing amount. What is this amount? Borrowing amount. So you will borrow this much. Okay, 14.81. You convert. So this is a reverse method technology. Okay, sorry, reverse method technique. So first you borrow this amount, you convert this amount, okay, then you inverse. So that is a step, right, in payments. Borrow in local currency, convert, deposit in foreign currency. So this is our step. So what we are doing first we are depositing converting, borrowing. So now how much amount I should borrow is the question. No, okay, you are telling me you deposit, how much amount should I borrow? So this is the amount I should borrow. So I will borrow this much amount, 14.81, and I will convert and I will deposit this much amount, 124 approximately. So I think in your credit it should be some points, 1 2 3 9, I don't know. So 1 2 4 approximately. Let's take this all approximately because I am dealing with in a 3-digit way. Okay.